What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. So I'm gonna be showing y'all how I got these cute Valentine's Day red diamond looking nails, and we're gonna get right into the video. I'm going in with my prettiest pink from Valentino, and this is a cover powder, so I don't need to add any clear to the natural nail or encapsulate it with the clear, so it is strong enough to be on its own. So I'm just going through, and that's the only color I'm using for this finger. And with stiletto, it's pretty easy because it's a thinner nail, whereas like coffin and taper square, you have to fill out that bottom area. So with this, my application is pretty easy, just using like a 3-ball method. I did use the crystal clear for the fingers I'm going to be using the diamonds on, and that's just because the background color really doesn't matter, and I'm starting to run out of my nude. So just to save a little bit of the acrylic, I went ahead and used the clear for this. For my application, I'm just taking a bead and I'm placing it as high as I think I can go with the bead, if that makes sense, you know, as much as it'll take up of the tip. And I'm just working my way down the nail, but I also did push the bead upwards once I placed it, just so that it's not a harsh line right there, and the next bead I put on top blends smoothly into that bead. But I'm just working my way up to the cuticle area and trying to build my apex. And once I get to the cuticle area, you don't want to put the bead directly at the cuticle. You want to put it a little bit more down and push the acrylic up towards the cuticle area so that it looks much more flush and much more natural. For shaping, I like to use my hand file to shape the edges, and I'm just going straight along the side for stiletto. And you kind of want to bend inwards because you are making that point. So bend inwards towards the tip, if that makes sense. And then just other than that, you want to really remain straight. And I'm going underneath just to get that extra acrylic that kind of sticks to the bottom, and you know the tip is kind of all messed up or whatever. So I'm just cleaning that up, and then I go along the top just to get any bumps or anything that might be there, and just clean up my application. And I'll move on to the e-file, which I'll explain a little bit later on. I mentioned that I use the e-file, and with the e-file, I just like to go around the cuticle area to make sure that it's flush and natural looking, like I mentioned earlier. And then I'll just go down the nail to make sure there's no bumps or anything, and also to get those scratches off from the hand file. Then I go through and buff, and I buff with the hard side and then the soft side to get that smoother surface. I like to wipe my brush on the nails to make sure that there's no dust or anything left, and instead of having the client wash their hands, I'll go through with this alcohol and just wipe off any particles that are left over. Then to get that color block look, I'm using this red from OPI, and I'm just going through and painting it on. Some nail techs like to do this with the acrylic, but to me that's just doing too much. Like, you're just doing too much. It's too much work. Like, for what? When you could do it with polish and it looks the same and it's still cute. So I'm doing the same thing, and I added some acetone here and used my brush just to clean up and get that super straight line. And I'll do this to the rest of the fingers. I did decide to paint the nails I'm going to be putting the red diamonds on with red, just so that that background, if you see any gaps between the diamonds, you see red, not clear, you know, so it looks very much more put together. For my rhinestone application, I'm going through with this gummy jelly from Nail Couture, and I'm just placing a thin layer on the nail, and then I'll go ahead and cover that with the Shine E gel top coat from Nail Couture, and then I will go ahead and add all of my diamonds. And I'm doing this on both fingers, but since it's a full nail, I went ahead and did one finger at a time so that it's more put together and not so messy. And then I'll cure each finger for 60 seconds. Once both of the diamond fingers are cured, I go in with my Valentino Topcoat and I just top coat the rest of the fingers. And usually you don't want to use this when I'm using regular polish because the regular polish will crinkle up. But the polish is a very thin coat that I did, and it took a long time to dry because I was working on the diamonds. So it should be okay. But then I added my cuticle oil, y'all already know. And this is the finished look. These are super cute. I love these so much. My client requested these, and these are actually inspired by some nail tech. I'm not sure who he was, but she just showed me the picture. But these came out super cute. I love these for Valentine's Day or any day of the year. But anyways, like, comment, and subscribe.